There is only one person alive who knows exactly what Charlie Woods is walking into. A teenage prodigy, anointed by the world before he is ready, carrying impossible expectations on his shoulders. That person is Rory McIlroy, and he finally has something to say. To understand why Rory McIlroy's words about Charlie Woods carry so much weight, you first have to understand the strange and very public life this teenager has been living. Because Charlie Woods is not a normal junior golfer. He is the son of Tiger Woods, arguably the greatest and most famous golfer who has ever lived. And that single fact has placed him under a spotlight that no 16 or 17-year-old should ever have to deal with. The world first fell in love with Charlie at the PNC Championship, the annual parent-child event he played alongside his father from 2020 onward. Fans were mesmerized not just by his ability, but by how eerily similar he looked to his dad. The same walk, the same mannerisms, the same intensity over the ball, the same fist pumps, the same club twirl. Every December, the golf world tuned in to watch the next generation of Woods, and Charlie did not disappoint. He and Tiger finished runner-up at the event in both 2021 and 2024. And in that 2024 edition, Charlie made his first ever hole-in-one on a par 3, a moment his father called the thrill of a lifetime. The legend was being passed down in real time on national television, and everyone was watching. But here is the part that directly connects Rory McIlroy to this story. For years, Tiger Woods has given his son one very specific piece of advice about his golf swing. He has told Charlie more than once, "Don't copy my swing. Copy Rory's." Tiger explained his reasoning at the Hero World Challenge, saying to broadcasters Paul Azinger and Dan Hicks, "Have you ever seen Rory off balance on a shot? No, not ever. You can swing as hard as you want, but you need to have balance." Tiger, the most accomplished golfer of his generation, looked at his own son and decided that the model to follow was not himself, but Rory McIlroy. That is one of the highest compliments one all-time great can pay another, and it instantly tied Rory to the development of Charlie Woods. When Rory was asked about that advice, his reaction was one of genuine humility. He described Tiger's remarks as unbelievably flattering. He then identified exactly what about his swing Tiger likely admires most, saying, "My dad taught me how to play the game growing up, and his thing to me was always hold your finish. And I think that's what Tiger's dad told him back in the day, was try and hold your finish until your ball at least lands or comes to rest." Tiger's picked up on that and tried to instill that in Charlie. So there is a real, almost poetic thread running through all of this. The balance that defined Rory's swing, taught to him by his father, is now the blueprint Tiger has chosen for his own son. Rory's dad passed it to Rory. Tiger's dad passed a version of it to Tiger. And now Tiger is passing it directly to Charlie. 3 generations of wisdom, all pointing toward the same fundamental truth about how to strike a golf ball. So when Rory McIlroy finally spoke directly about Charlie, people leaned in, because Rory is not just any observer. He has practiced alongside Charlie. He is one of Tiger's closest friends in the game, and he has lived the exact life Charlie is now stepping into, that of a teenage prodigy carrying impossible expectations. Rory's verdict on Charlie was warm but measured. He called Charlie a great kid first and foremost, and then a great young player, saying, "Charlie is a great kid first and foremost, but he's a great young player, and I think we are all excited to sort of follow his progress and see how far he can go." Having watched him swing in person, Rory admitted it was genuinely impressive to see what Charlie could do at such a young age. But the most important thing Rory said was not the praise, it was the warning. And this is where his experience makes his words matter more than anyone else's. Rory cautioned that the single most important thing for Charlie is that he maintains his lightheartedness and the right spirit, that he keeps playing for pure fun without being overwhelmed by the enormous pressures that will inevitably come as the son of a phenomenon like his father. Rory knows exactly what that pressure feels like because he was the boy wonder once too, anointed as the next big thing before he could legally drive a car. For him to look at Charlie and deliver that message is not hype. It is wisdom from someone who survived the same fire. So what is Charlie Woods actually up to right now? And is he living up to all of it? The reality in 2026 is complicated, and it is a far more human story than the highlight reels suggest. Charlie is now 17 years old, a junior at the Benjamin School in Palm Beach, Florida, and the resume he has built is real. He is a 2-time Florida Class 1A state champion. In the 2025 state championship at Mission Inn Resort, he fired a closing 4 under 68, the best round of the day, to lead the Benjamin School to a 5-shot victory, with Tiger Woods quietly walking the gallery just 1 month after undergoing lumbar disc replacement surgery. That image alone, a father recovering from a serious operation, walking a golf course just to watch his son compete, said everything about what this journey means to both of them. In February 2026, Charlie made a major decision about his future, verbally committing to play college golf at Florida State University. By selecting the Seminoles, Charlie elected not to follow in the footsteps of his famous father, who played 2 seasons at Stanford before turning professional in August 1996. Charlie's sister, Sam Woods, is currently a freshman at Stanford, making Charlie's decision to go a different direction a deliberate and independent one. He will join a program coached by Trey Jones, who has previously coached Brooks Koepka, Daniel Berger, and Luke Clanton, and he will arrive alongside Miles Russell, the number 1 ranked junior in the country, who committed to the Seminoles back in June 2025. Charlie also signed with a management agency different from the one that represents his father, a quiet but significant step toward forging his own path rather than living entirely in Tiger's shadow. He is currently ranked number 14 in the Rolex American Junior Golf Association rankings. The highlights on his resume are genuine. His breakthrough moment came at the Team TaylorMade Invitational in May 2025, where he captured his first AJGA title with a dominant 15-under total across 54 holes at Streamsong Resort's Black Course. He entered that tournament ranked 604th in the AJGA rankings with 0 career victories. He finished it 3 strokes clear of the field, having beaten 4 of the top 5 ranked juniors in the country. That was the day a lot of people started taking him seriously as a player in his own right, not just as Tiger's kid. He then tied for 9th at the Boys Junior PGA Championship in July, was named a Rolex Junior All-American First-Team Selection, a list of just 24 of the best junior performers in the world, and made a hole-in-one at the Junior Players Championship at TPC Sawgrass. He has also qualified for back-to-back U.S. Junior Amateurs, including a dramatic 2-for-1 playoff win to earn his spot in the 2026 edition at Saucon Valley Country Club. But the spotlight cuts both ways, and Charlie has had to endure his struggles in the most public way imaginable. At the prestigious Junior Invitational at Sage Valley in March 2026, an Elite 36-player event whose past champions include current world no. 1 Scotty Scheffler 2014 and Akshay Bhatia 2018. Charlie struggled badly. He opened with a 3 over 75, followed with a 76, then collapsed to an 11 over 83 in the 3rd round before closing with an 8 over 80. His 4-day total of 26 over left him in last place, 10 spots behind 35th. Miles Russell, the same player he will one day call a college teammate, won the tournament at 15 under. The gap between Charlie and the very best juniors in the world was laid bare for everyone to see and dissect. Then came the U.S. Open local qualifying in April 2026 at Eagle Trace Golf Club in Coral Springs, Florida. Charlie needed to advance through local qualifying to reach golf's longest day, an enormous ask for a 17-year-old competing against experienced professionals and elite amateurs. He opened with a bogey at the first, steadied with a string of pars, made a birdie at the par 4-6 to get back to level, then found trouble on the 171-yard par 3 7th and walked away with a double bogey. He made the turn in 38 strokes. He fought back on the back 9 with birdies at the 10th and 12th, but a bogey at the 14th stalled his momentum. He finished at even par 72, missing the playoff by a single stroke, tied for 10th. One costly double bogey. One shot away from advancing toward the biggest stage in American golf at an age when most kids are worried about their driver's license. His 72 was still a significant improvement on his 75 the previous year, and his 9 over 81 the year before. That progress is real, even when the result stings. And in his most recent start, the Team TaylorMade Invitational title defense in May 2026 at Pelican Golf Club, Bel Air, Florida, Charlie could not replicate the magic of 12 months prior. He opened with a promising 2 under 68, sitting tied for 7th after the first round and 7 shots back of leader Brody Brumlow, who fired a remarkable 9 under 61. But Charlie was hamstrung across all 3 rounds by a single catastrophic hole in each, carding a double, a triple, and a double bogey respectively. He finished tied 28th at 4 over, well behind winner Luke Ringkamp, who closed with a final round 64 to finish at 13 under. That is the brutal truth of being Charlie Woods. Every good round is treated like the second coming. Every bad round becomes a headline. A normal teenager working on his game gets to do it in private, away from judgment. Charlie does it with cameras, reporters, and millions of opinions watching his every swing, measuring him against the impossible standard of the greatest golfer of all time. Golf insiders have applauded his resilience, noting that even after rough events, he is a legitimate Division I recruit with a real future and reminding everyone that he is still developing. Fans have affectionately nicknamed him Baby Rory because of that smooth, balanced swing Tiger wanted him to copy. And one veteran manager who guided Rory's early career suggested the smartest thing Team Woods could do is shield Charlie from the media as much as possible over the next few years. Keep him out of the headlines and simply let his golf do the talking. That advice echoes Rory's almost perfectly. And that brings everything back to why Rory McIlroy is the perfect person to deliver this message. Rory is not a cautionary tale. He is the prodigy who actually made it. He was hyped beyond belief as a teenager and went on to win 5 majors and complete the career Grand Slam. But he has also spoken openly about how heavy that journey was, how long it took, how much patience and resilience it demanded. When he looks at Charlie Woods, he is not seeing a curiosity or a sideshow. He is seeing a younger version of himself standing at the bottom of a mountain that he knows is far steeper than it looks. His message, to follow Charlie's progress, to be excited, but above all to let him keep it fun, comes from a place of genuine understanding that no commentator, no analyst, and no headline writer can replicate. Charlie Woods is a gifted 17-year-old with a college future locked in at Florida State, a growing list of legitimate results, a first major junior title, and an entire sport watching to see what he becomes. He is also a kid who just missed the U.S. Open by a shot, finished last in an elite junior field, and has to carry the most famous name in golf every single time he tees it up. The road ahead is long. Nobody, not even Charlie, knows yet whether he will reach the heights his father did or even play professionally at all, but the advice is clear. It has been clear since Tiger first said it, since Rory's father first said it to him, and since Rory himself delivered it directly. Stay balanced. Hold your finish. And whatever happens, do not let the pressure steal the love of the game. That is the advice that built Rory McIlroy. Tiger Woods chose it for his son, and the entire golf world is quietly hoping Charlie takes it to heart.